Hi everybody, India's space journey began on a bicycle in 1963, and after 66 years, India has been the first country to successfully land on the moon's south pole, and that too at a very cheap budget of 615 crores. Well, hi everybody, and in this episode of the Inside Story, we are talking about the inspiring story of India's very own space research organization, ISRO.
Soft landing on the moon, India is on the moon.
India's Chandrayaan 3 mission has succeeded. No country has ever landed on this part of the moon.
Space is a war-fighting domain.
It is shown as a man with a cow. India is shown as a man with a cow knocking on the door.
India is now on the moon.
It all began from this man, Dr. Vikram Ambarlal Sarabhai. Vikram Sarabhai was born in Ahmedabad on August 12th of 1919. He was born into a family of industrialists. His father Ambarlal Sarabhai built calico mills, which is one of the oldest textile mills of Ahmedabad that ran over a century. At that time, the Sarabhai family were committed to the Quit India movement against the British Raj. However, from an early age, Vikram Sarabhai was attracted more to science. He attended Gujarat College in Ahmedabad but later switched to University of Cambridge in England, where he took his university degree in natural science in 1942. After India got its independence, the 28-year-old Vikram Sarabhai then returned to his home country India and founded the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad on November 11th of 1947. People in 1963, a small village called THUMBA, which is near Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala, caught the attention of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. At the center of the village was a church, where Sarabhai gathered all the villagers and told them about his dreams, the dream to get India into space. The church became a workplace for scientists, cattle sheds were turned into storage and laboratory units. Then the project of India's very own rocket, ROHINI 75 began. There were no cars and very few roads, so all the rocket parts had to be transported through cycles. Within another 4 years, India built its own first indigenous rocket and launched it in 1967. By 1975, India had built its own satellite called Aryabhat. While the entire world was clapping when it was launched from Russia, back in Bangalore, a toilet was converted as a satellite's data receiving center. And this way, the photo of Aryabhat satellite was also printed on Indian currencies between 1976 and 1977. People not only the struggle of Indians were real, but Indian jugaad also came into the role for its success. Back in 1981, when India was getting ready to launch its first communication satellite, scientists had a really tricky problem. As metal can interfere with satellite testing, they needed to move the satellite's part without any metal nearby. Even bicycles had metal parts, so they could not use bicycles for the mode of transport. Here is where India's famous jugaad came into play. They used a bullock cart and safely transported the satellite parts and tested its antennas in the open field. Got to 2008, India launched Chandrayaan 1. The whole world was surprised to see a nation that once transported rocket parts on a cycle, now aiming for the moon. Although Chandrayaan 1 crashed on an impactor probe on the south pole of the moon, it got a crucial information about water ice on the moon. Then in 2014, India became the first country to reach Mars with Mangalyaan in the very first attempt. It is known as the world's most efficient Mars mission. It only costed $74 million. For comparison, NASA's same Mars mission had the budget of $671 million, which is actually around 10 times the budget of ISRO. However, ISRO has not always been successful. On 2019, India launched Chandrayaan 2. The launch was successful, but the landing was not. The lander crashed due to a software glitch and lost contact with ISRO.
Vikram lander descent was as planned and normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 km. Subsequently, the communications from the lander to ground station was lost. The data is being analyzed.
At that time, a video of ISRO chief K. Sivan being consoled by PM Modi went viral as the lander crashed. Despite this setback, ISRO didn't give up. On August 23 of 2023, at the budget of just 615 crores, India became the first country to land on south pole of the moon. And not only that, till date, India has launched 342 foreign satellites of 34 countries. India has conducted 112 space missions, 82 launch missions, and India has also sent 12 student satellites into space. People, the story of India's space research organization is the story story of dreaming big. From transporting the rocket parts into the cycles to being the first country to land on South Pole of the Moon, the story of ISRO teaches us how adversity can be turned into motivation to succeed in the future. My name is Aayush and you are watching the Inside Story.